The White Mountains You Haven't Seen, the free promotional hiking guide by Matthew Marchon, narrated by Matthew Marchon. Caution. Neither publisher nor author assume liability for accidents or injuries occurring to readers engaging in activities described in this book. Hiking, specifically off-trail, can be potentially hazardous. Hikers assume responsibility for their own actions and safety. Introduction. The White Mountains are full of secrets. Mountains with no trails, trails that have been abandoned, lost waterfalls that we've forgotten over time, remote cascades that somehow go unnoticed. The places we've been missing out on might just outnumber the list of unforgettable destinations we've already visited. And this is only the beginning. Some people don't like me giving away those secrets. I used to be one of those people. There's something sacred about going where others don't. But why don't they? I realized a lot of you are a lot like me. You don't go because you don't know that you can. I always assumed the cool mountain with no trail remained trailless for a reason. It turns out there is no reason, or at least not a good one. If something looks like it'll be incredible, 9 times out of 10, it is. Am I exposing the White Mountains' secret locations? Absolutely. So, where do I go to escape the crowds if the secret places I used to frequent have been discovered? Well, I find new ones. That bare ledge, it has a view like you've never seen before. That random brook you crossed and thought nothing of, the waterfalls that lie upstream are breathtaking. That dark hole in the cliff, yeah, it's a cave. These woods are full of secrets. You just have to know how to find them. Leaving the trails behind is an intimidating task. I'll be the first to admit, some of the treks I set out on still scare me. I've chickened out. I've turned back halfway. I've made questionable decisions and stood on unstable terrain that has claimed lives. One experience leads to the next, but we all have to start somewhere. The White Mountains You Haven't Seen are the guides I was hoping for when I first decided to leave the trails behind. And I hope for them to be your beginning. The hikes found in these pages are the perfect place to start. By conquering a few unofficial trails and short bushwhacks, you'll gain the confidence needed to tackle some of the bigger adventures found in my off-trail hiking guides. My goal is to always have a little bit of something for everyone. From the wide roads that bring you directly to Bog Eddy and the Alpine Cascades, or the complete lack of a trail for destinations such as the original Zealand Falls and the Talus Slope on East Hale. From logging roads to trails used by rock climbers, to faint herd paths traveled only by the local moose population. We'll explore them all. We have some truly incredible places to visit. Places I never dreamed could exist right under our noses. This free promotional guide is merely a peek into the White Mountains you haven't seen. Let the journey begin. The White Mountains You Haven't Seen. Have you ever stepped onto the rocky dome at the foot of the Presidentials and seen nothing but mountains rising on all sides of you? Have you ever looked into Zealand Notch while scree surfing down the unstable terrain of a rock slide below a rugged cliff? Have you ever gazed upon the boulder that balances atop a stone column surrounded by cascades? Have you ever come face to face with the stoic profile overlooking Franconia Notch? Touched the most prominent freestanding spire of stone on the east coast? Walked through the darkness of a mine shaft or disturbed the stillness of its underground pool? Have you ever clung to the side of a ledge for a view of the slide-scarred peaks that tower over the Kankamagus, or stood amongst the rubble that was once the old man of the mountains? This isn't your average hiking guide. This is how to escape the crowds and get the views you never dreamed possible by going where others won't. Follow forgotten paths, visit lost destinations, go where trails don't. These are the White Mountains you never knew you were missing out on. These are the White Mountains you haven't seen. Bog Eddy. Bogs aren't exactly appealing. Even the word bog conjures up an image of a brownish pool of sludge. How many hikes in the White Mountains lead you to a swamp as the final destination? Are there any? When you factor in that there's no actual trail leading to the remote area, you might question why I'm bringing you here. It's still early in the book. We haven't built up that kind of trust yet. When you're standing at the water's
Sample complete. Ready to continue?